Hi, I'm Bob Geertz, Director of the Minnesota Institute for Astrophysics. We formed the Institute in 2011 by combining the people who used to be in the Department of Astronomy with the people doing research in astrophysics and the rest of the School of Physics and Astronomy. So if we total all the faculty members in this institute with the postdocs and the students, we have more than 85 people engaged in astrophysical research. We have a lot of exciting discoveries that have been made here and that we expect to continue to make in the future. I'll give you a couple of examples of very recent ones. My colleagues and I recently discovered some little dust grains that were collected out of a comet trail as the Earth passed through the comet trail, and we believe that the chemical signature of these grains tells us that some of them were made in nova explosions. Those are explosions of stars. We were also excited to discover buckyballs in the spectrum of a star out in space. These are little carbon-60 molecules that look like soccer balls, and they're a marvelous molecule that has many interesting applications, and now that we're finding that they actually are produced by stars in space. We have a lot of opportunities for students, both undergraduates and graduates, to do research in this department. All of our professors are involved with exciting projects around the world. I observe, for example, with the Stratospheric Observatory for Infrared Astronomy, that's a NASA airborne telescope. We observe with the Hubble Space Telescope. We're going to be observing with the James Webb Space Telescope, and we observe with telescopes all over the world on the ground. We even own a couple of telescopes here at the University of Minnesota. One of them is a partial interest in a thing called the Large Binocular Telescope, which is a giant telescope with two 25-foot mirrors in it. And our students are involved in research done with all these facilities. For the undergraduates, we have a program called Undergraduate Research Opportunities, UROP it's called. And I usually have 3 or 4 students working for me every year. They get a salary and they get to work during the summer and even during the school year. And of course the graduate students do long-term research with the data that we get on these facilities that I've mentioned, and the graduate students even get to go and use the facilities. Even the undergraduates use the facilities in some instances. Because of a very generous gift from Stan Hubbard and the Hubbard Foundation, we own a 2.5% interest in a thing called the Large Binocular Telescope. It's a giant telescope in Arizona that has two 25-foot mirrors in it, and it's the largest telescope in the world on a single mount. It will let us see finer detail in the optical and infrared than any telescopes on the ground have ever seen before. And our students and faculty are going to be using it into the future. So if you're on campus, we would love to show you what we're doing in the Institute, so feel free to stop by and visit us. We're on the 3rd floor of Tate Laboratory of Physics, and I look forward to seeing you sometime in my office in 357. So thanks very much for listening to what I had to say about the Institute, and we thank you.